when I spoke to Mr. Del Rahim last week, Assistant Attorney General for Antitrust, I mean, more confident than ever. More confident than ever that this is going to be blocked, this Time Warner, that there's a tremendous possibility that your bill goes up. And that's all that he's about. And that I felt between the lines that he'll do something enforcing his position, even if he loses in court. How
would that work, for example?
He could just try to, just sue to block something. Now, I think that one of the things that we're all kind of thinking that's wrong is it's either or, that there's a win or a loss. And I think that that's not going to happen. I think there's some parts that the government's going to win and some parts of the government loses, which would then allow Comcast to go forward with its bid the next day. I know that in the discussion that I have with Mr. Del Rahim, it is pretty sure that he actually liked the way Disney approached its deal with Fox, basically breaking out exactly what they feared the government might do and putting it aside, even though it may actually make it so that the bid isn't as good for Disney. So I think that on the one hand, Disney came at it in a way that was very convivial, to use that word with the government. And another way, the AT&T came out and was in the government's face, and that was a bad mistake. Right. That was a miscalculation by Mr. Randall Stephenson.
In their legal strategy.
Very much of a miscalculation.
So you think there's still room for Fox, some kind of Fox deal to go through?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I'm not even. I think that there's that no matter what, there's a belief that whatever happens tomorrow is dispositive for what happens with Fox and I think that that's a false narrative.
Is that true?
It's not a good narrative.
Or other vertical mergers?
Absolutely. It's all game one. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, is it my legal training? Absolutely not, because none of this really matters as much as the idea. I mean, in other words, if you read the Time Warner brief, it's all about whether under the Clayton Antitrust Act did the government prove that there was substantial harm. The whole thing was keyed on the word substantial, and the whole case against this thing was not about substantial versus not. It's just saying, listen, it's bad for the consumer. That was another misjudgment by the AT&T team. Lots of misjudgments by AT&T.
So to summarize your prediction, AT&T Time Warner does not happen, but other big vertical mergers still have space.
Yes. That's my view, and that AT&T, some of it will be able to go forward. Other parts will be in favor of the government. Then the government will use that opening as a way to sue to continue to block that bid, in part because I believe that when you are in the face of never go in the face of the government. It is just, they have unlimited firepower. And AT&T approaches thing as child's play, and that was a miscalculation. Now, one of the things that happens when you say that a lawyer miscalculated is they will never let anyone in the media get away with that. They will immediately come back with some sort of Oliver Wendell Holmes-like challenge of me, and I really don't give a damn. Because what I'm telling you is what I think is going to happen. Yeah. And Mr. Del Rahim was pretty good about this when I spoke to him repeatedly last week. It wasn't like I didn't speak to him. It was like I spoke to him. And he was adamant that this is going to be blocked in some form. He's also totally underestimated by AT&T. See, he works for the government. And one of the things I've learned over the years is when someone works for the government, they have an edge. They got a bit of an edge.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.